Hey, loves.
Welcome to Sierra and Ryan.
Talk the Talk. Sierra and Ryan Talk the Talk is all about putting book talkers like you at the center of the story.
We're digging deep, finding out everyone's main character moments. My name is Ryan at Rye_Brary. I am half of your hosting team with the incredible
Sierra at cc.b.reading on TikTok as well. Ryan and I started this podcast because we wanted to learn more about other book talkers who are like us and learn the things that they love, that they don't love, what makes them tick, and everything in between.
Yes, everything in between. I'm talking the tips and the tricks. What is the magic? How are we getting all of these things? There are so many people that are taking such great advantage of. You are one of them. Of all of these partnerships and book clubs. One of our many guests that we've had today has a very special book club. And I'm really interested to kind of dig deep into that and how you all kind of just attract this whole group of people to not only swipe through and then start to kind of work into your normal book club stuff. It's very interesting to me.
Well, I mean, I guess we should say who we're talking about. And that, of course, is Johnny Pixels 7, okay? Don't forget the 7, honey.
You better not, Johnny!
First of all, I just want to pinch his cheeks. He's so cute.
It's like spilling sunshine everywhere. And I'm going to tell you, is a supporter and will blow your shit up, okay? Johnny was one of the first people who I was tentative to post when I first got on TikTok. And I would get and a comment like, this is the best thing we've ever, I would throw a singing video, which I'm like, All of a sudden it was like, this is amazing. A DM came and was like, you should keep posting this stuff. You're so good. So real cheerleader there too. I mean, the sunshine is in all aspects. So
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? I just coined this term in my head, but I call him the queer connoisseur because if you're looking for queer suggestions or recommendations, his page full of them. When I was going through his page and looking for what to bring up, I was like, "Oh my god." I mean, he's got queer horror, queer sci-fi, queer fantasy. I mean, his library is vast of queer recs. So I'm so excited to just kind of figure out like why and how did we get here?
I know a little of a separate backstory with the queer community and Johnny that is just so cool. So really, really excited to dig into that too. Because we're dealing with a professional, okay? Boop, boop, boop.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Well, friend, with that being said, should we prepare to have a talk?
Let's talk the talk. All right, friends, we are back with Johnny Pixels 7. Johnny!
Hi!
Hello,
We're so excited you're here.
Hello, my loves. You're so cute.
I am so excited to see that bright smile that I see on my screen all the time. Oh my God, it's radiant. Your joy is jumping through the screen right now. I am so excited to have you.
I can't wipe it off. I can't wipe it off.
I love it. We were just saying that you were a ball of sunshine, and here you are in this bright, beautiful sunshine yellow. Just so lovely to have you.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Broadcasting in from Canada. How is it in Canada today?
It is scorching hot. We do Celsius, so I'm not sure. You mentioned 80 degrees earlier. I was like, I don't know what that is. But it feels like 30, which if we can do a 30 Celsius.
That's like almost 90, right?
Sounds about right.
Because I think 25 is like 85.
Oh,
right.
Okay. Interesting.
Right. Okay.
Ooh.
It's warm. It's warm, but I'm loving it. I'm from Australia, so I'm a summer baby. Well, not really, but yeah.
Well, we're gonna get all into that, but I just want to run some stats first. You have 32,000.
That's not. I don't believe that. It's not true.
Is TikTok lying to me?
Yes.
Like,
Are you calling me a liar?
I'm not calling you a liar, but TikTok is lying. That's not a
the
real
fandom
amount.
is real.
Yes.
No, no. It's just a
Yes.
number. I don't like 32,000. Like it's obviously like wonderful to have that amount. And I think, obviously I did a little party in my head and I told my friends and my partner, but um yeah, it's different because I know that, and I think you two both know this, and I've watched some of your other podcasts, but the fact that we have a community and 32,000, but then the book talk community, our group is a lot smaller than that, and I think that's more important for me, anyways. Whatever.
I'm
Very true.
absolutely, and I'm glad you said that because I kind of want to start with your story of reading and then recommending. I so in our pre-talk, I call you the queer connoisseur, okay? Because you had.
Sorry, that's exciting. Queer
I
connoisseur,
mean,
I
Right?
love that.
your Rex. You have queer Rex for every genre. How did you get here? How?
Oh my god. Okay. How did I get to queer genre or book talk or
Book talk. Let's start from the
book talk?
Lay.
beginning.
Okay.
I was gonna say, lay it all on us.
Yes.
Okay, let's do book talk. Okay, okay. Um, just like every single other person on TikTok who's not a Gen Z, that I'm definitely not Gen Z. I'm millennial times 100. But basically, I started on TikTok and I was like, yeah, I'm bored at home. What am I doing? And I was scrolling through and I was like, this is actually addictive. I started making content. I have a background in content creation. I had a YouTube channel back in the day. Yeah, yeah. So I had a personal YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm like going off topic. I'm sorry. Um, and I was part of a gay YouTube collab channel called The Five Awesome Gays. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of that. Tyler, do you know Tyler Oakley at all? He's like famous.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was part of this channel. Corey Cool, who they both went on the Amazing Race like together. They were both on the
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we were like 5 days of the week. I was Wednesday. I was posting every Wednesday. Tyler was Friday. Corey was Tuesday, and then there was two other gays. So anyway, that's my background in content creation. So I was like, as I was doing the TikTok thing, I was like, we stopped that back in 20. I'm gonna really show my age here. 2010. Was it 2010? I'm not sure, but it was 2010. And then when I was like, okay, I'm missing my like creativity and I love like getting those creative juices flowing when I create content. So when I was doing TikTok, I was like, this is such short form content. I can do this. And like I love lip syncing to like random stuff and making like fun of memes. So I started off random, like just making random stuff. Like and then I found Book Talk, just like it was coming up on my page, and I was like, I like books, but I'm more of a casual reader at that stage. I was like, I like books. This was in 2021, last year in April, and then I was like, okay, I was influenced by like some of the recs I was seeing, and the one rec that really got me into it was the Song of Achilles, and I've been seeing this everywhere, and anyone who's on Book Talk knows this, especially gay Book Talk. And so I was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to read a really good gay book for such a long time because, being a millennial times 100, you don't have a lot of that. And I think back in the day, before Book Talk, before TikTok, the only gay books I've had experience with was Adam Silvera's, his collection. Like I read
Yep.
They Both Die at the End, History is All I Left You, More Happy Than Sad, whatever it was.
Yep.
Oh, depressing. Oh, very depressing. But anyway, I was like, I read it, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in love. And then, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna make more book content because I love graphic novels. I have a big range of things. Anyway, sorry, I'm speaking too much.
No, you're not. You're great. You're
No
great.
apologizing. We love.
Okay,
It's all. This is actually. It's
I'm not sure.
perfect.
Okay, cool. You
It's
can edit it
perfect.
out if you
Perfect.
want.
Perfect. Edit that out.
Edit it out.
So
Yeah.
we talk a lot, Johnny, about representation, and
Mm.
you are one of a few creators where you are constantly, to Sierra's point, a queer connoisseur, putting up books where a lot of us get to see ourselves that we haven't before, or not in a way that is maybe stereotypical. I think that we have started to see a nice shift in that, and it opens the door for, our community is also really diverse and has a lot of, the crayon box is endless of the personalities and different types of people. So how do you see that evolving, and where do you see it going in the future?
Oh my God. There's so much. I love that we have the platform for the nuance because you don't get that on TikTok. I think the thing is when you try to talk even a little bit about diversity, my cat, diversity. There's just so much more I want to talk about in those videos, but I know that when it comes to making videos, attention spans on TikTok are very like 20 to 30 seconds, and anything over it, no one's going to watch the whole thing. So it is difficult to have those conversations, but in that sense, you mentioned that I do like to try to expose books in such a way by maybe just doing a funny dance or something and all that kind of stuff. And I'm hoping that like I get a lot of comments on my on those videos saying, "Oh my God, I haven't heard of this like queer book," and it encourages me to keep like you may have seen the Song of Achilles once or twice, or you may be new on TikTok, and I'm still going to show my copy of the Song of Achilles. And I think the evolution of that, I hope that people feel more comfortable doing that. I don't know. Is that
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
no, I mean that's perfect, and no, seriously, and even in terms of representation and seeing yourself, clearly you after you read the Song of Achilles, you were like, oh, I didn't even know they were doing that, and
yeah,
as a black woman, I feel the same way about fantasy and black women in fantasy. What's the response been from people who are a part of the queer community and you bring up book recommendations or suggestions? I'm assuming the response has been massive.
I think the response has been like I would say 95% positive. And it sounds like as if I'm going to go, oh, let's talk about the 5% negative. But 95% positive has been great. Like I think everyone's really generally happy and excited. And those are the a lot of the book rec videos that show like here are books that have trans representation, or here are books that have bisexual representation, all that kind of stuff. Or those get a lot more hits, and people enjoy that, and they always ask for more. Um, Sorry, what was so go back to the first part of the question?
I was just asking what was the. Oh, you're
Oh, the
so
response.
adorable.
The, res-
Yes.
the response. Okay, I was just gonna also say the interesting thing is because we have, and I want to bring it back to the community. I do, I sometimes do my research online because Google's there, it's free, and people don't remember that. But the thing is, sometimes, and not trying
Say
to be
their
offensive.
names. Say their names.
Google is free, okay? No, but the thing is, and I honestly, and this is where I take it with everything with a grain of salt because the thing is that people are interested, and that's the main point. People saying, "Oh, can you do more like WLW books, which is Women Love Women?" And the thing is, I don't read as much. It doesn't mean I'm against those books, but I just don't have that knowledge. I can do a video, I could do the Google, I could make a video, but
Right.
there are other actual book talkers that talk about WLW in a better way. And so
Right.
there are times when I try to say, hey, check out, this book talking instead of me. And it's one of those things that I do feel guilty about because sometimes people say, oh, can you do this? Can you do this? I'm like, I don't know everything. Like I want to know everything, but I'm a slow reader and I've got like so many books that I have not been able to get through. Anyway, yeah.
I'm really glad that you said that because to the 5%, let's just rip the
Yeah.
band-aid off and talk about it. Johnny, I think you're one of the best creators on TikTok about
Stop.
boundaries and about no, for about setting a
Okay.
boundary. I have seen more beautifully said, very direct videos about you put a comment up and you say, "Hey, this is not the way that I like people to come and have discourse on my page." And I think that maybe if this comment is saying, I feel like there's always a really
Yeah.
thoughtful way and you have a lot of grace about the way that you speak about
Oh,
it. I don't know if I would,
maybe not
but
here.
have you always, how is that maybe from your previous life and content creation that you had to know how to set those boundaries for yourself?
Um, I would say yes, but I think it's also anxiety. Just being anxious about like, and I think this is such a I love that we get to have this conversation because there's so much nuance again that you can't speak about on TikTok, but there's so many shades of black and white and all the shades of gray in between that we can't talk about. And the thing is, when it comes to boundaries, I get so anxious about putting out sometimes certain content because if I get one little thing wrong, people are going to be like, oh, but that's not like I think I did where there was an audio I did, and it was like it was like gay, sapphic, gay, bisexual, trans, and or non-binary, and then like the non-binary book. In the book, I think it looks non-binary. I read on Goodreads some reviews, but then there are people saying that's not non-binary, and then I've got to remember I can't take it to heart. But there's so many little things like that, and that causes that anxiety to be like, okay, I want to be more conscious about how I approach things and how I say things on this app. And sometimes I do, like you said, make those videos where I say, okay, if I'm going to say queer books, that's an umbrella term for me. That's my content, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to put every queer book under that umbrella in that video. But
Yep.
you know, if you want to see other content like that, there's other creators to follow as well.
The alphabet army is
Absolutely.
real, and everyone has a different interpretation
The
for each
alphabet army.
piece. But it's,
Yes.
all of it,
Yeah.
especially with the intersex and asexual things and all, a lot, it's so nuanced and there are so many different
Exactly.
interpretations. But really, it's everyone is included. We just, in that inclusivity, we got to stop gatekeeping each other within our own letters.
The gatekeeping. Oh my God, that's another whole like you could do another hour on that.
Do you feel pressure because people are asked? Do you feel like the pressure that to continue to suggest recommendations of in certain categories that you may not qualify to even talk about?
There is some pressure. I felt that at the very beginning, but then I had to remind myself and dial myself back. And this is again, this comes from the previous content creation experience where if I'm making content, I want to make sure I'm enjoying myself. I want to make sure I'm doing it for the reasons that I'm being creative. This is really for me. And I want to bring everyone else on the journey, but like only to a certain level, right? Like I want to obviously appease and help people find new Rex, but at the same time, if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not gonna do it. So yeah, that pressure I've lifted it off because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it when I can, and they can wait if they if they want to wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So true.
I want to switch up a little bit and ask you
yeah,
about
please.
content creation. So,
Yeah,
you are a graphic designer. Is that correct?
I have a yes, I would say half yes. Because I did graphic design back in university, so I do have that background, and I have a very fond passion for video editing. So it sort of straddles that. Yeah.
I can tell.
The
I can
quality
tell.
is
It's so good. It is so good. And
incredible.
I'm like, oh wait a minute, he's using like he's got the ticker boxes. I'm like, let's what's the T? Like
It's
Are we hiring an editor for Sierra
I
and
know,
Ryan? Is
right?
this happening?
hey,
Like,
I'm
are
here.
we I want
Um,
to know what's your process for going through all of that? Do you when you make videos are you like I'm in the mood to do this, let me do it now, or you're like I this is my set day and I'm doing these 3 videos today. What's your
yeah,
process?
my process is literally the first thing that you just said. It's I'm feeling this, I'm gonna do it now. And but it does depend on a lot of factors. It depends if my partner's home, if the lighting in the room is, I know from 1 to 3 p.m. is too bright and I'm washed out and I can't do it then. Also, I'm working. Sorry to my boss who might be listening. I'm joking. But
Come on,
but
working. Yes.
I'm working. I'm doing research. Actually, just a bit of background. I'm a social media specialist for a nonprofit, so I've got that social media background as well. So
Wow.
engagement and replying to comments is key. But back to the content creation. Yeah, sometimes you know what I do it sort of just at the moment, and it also depends because I try to balance my content with trending sounds and memes as well as like actually talking to the camera because I think if you just do, and no hate to anyone who does it, but if you just do trending sounds and memes, people don't get to know who you are. You're just, I remember I did that at the beginning, and people were like, when I first started speaking, they're like, you have an Australian accent. And I was like, yeah, that's me. So I was like, yeah, I got to do more talking videos. So yeah, and so sorry, back to that.
Absolutely.
The content creation, it's that, and it's also sometimes I get an idea in my head, and I'll write it down in a note if I can't do it at the time. So, but usually it's there's no
Smart.
set plan.
So you said you did more talking, but I also want to ask about them moves, friend. Can we
Yeah.
talk a little bit about
Mm-mm.
where the rhythm and the dance from within comes. Have you always been a music lover? Do you always have a groove in your heart? Tell us and soundtrack us a little bit. Like, tell us
Oh my
about your musical
god.
taste.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. Oh my god. I thought this was about books, not music.
All
No.
about you, friends.
And not to sound like I'm eclectic and cool, but I do love indie pop. Like I'm a big fan of like Passion Pit, um, Architecture in Helsinki, Boy and Bear. Who are the people? Mumford and Sons, that kind of thing. But actually, so I'm getting like indie and then indie pop, but I also love general pop as well. Like Carly Rae Jepsen. I'm a bit of a Swiftie, but I'm more of a new Swiftie because like you could if you asked me to name a song, I couldn't. But I do like her stuff. Um, but yeah, that's kind of pop, indie pop, synth, that kind of stuff. That's me.
Would that have been the same you say in high school? Were you tearing up the dance floor at prom?
No, I was actually an emo kid.
What?
Oh, okay. Did she have a long bang? Were
Did
we?
you have the where are you? Like did you have the
Yes! Where are you? I love. Can I just say, Blink 182 Dude Ranch was my first album. I loved it. I loved all the swearing. I
Wow.
loved the profanity, like just how like raw and like it felt naughty to listen to with Blink 182. So I was like, I love this, and because I'm Filipino, so I've got this like conservative Filipino mom who's just like, you can't watch The Simpsons. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to Blink 182.
Gosh. Johnny, this is like a total side note question. Do you
Yeah.
know how to make lumpia?
Oh my god, I
Am I
wish.
coming over for lumpia? Or does mom? My
I
aunt
will.
is Filipino and makes the best lumpia. It is like heaven
Oh my
on
god,
earth.
Sierra, have you had lumpia before?
I this is gonna be a new experience for me. So do I need to make a trip to Canada?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I will do a
Okay.
YouTube how to as you come over. I'm like, okay, okay. Yeah, no, it's good. I'll make chicken adobo though. That's what I'll
So
make.
so wait,
mm.
what is it called again? Lumpia? What is
They're
it?
like
If I
spring
call it,
rolls.
yes.
Oh,
You know,
okay,
you got it right.
yeah,
They're like spring rolls, and they're it's just basically spring rolls, but they're Filipino style. There's a lot more meat usually in them.
Yep.
Um,
The
yeah,
roll is tight too.
and they're tight. Yeah, they're like little. They look like little cigars almost, and you
Yes.
dip them
yeah.
in a
Okay.
nice little I don't know.
Ooh,
It
there's
depends on what kind
dipping
of
involved.
dipping sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, you have to do that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
My
So
I'm
yeah,
aunt
in.
would
come on
give
over.
us, when
I'm
we lived in
coming.
San Diego, she would like make, I swear, like packs of 50 and foil wrap them and put them in our freezers. And
Oh
then
my
you would
god.
just take out, like 5 or 10 at a time and fry them up. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
My
most
Lola
delicious.
used to do that.
So, so good. Sorry. Had a,
So good. No,
a
you're
Yeah, I'm
good.
like,
You're good.
a
now
food
we're talking.
gasm as we started talking.
Now this is a food
Food talk.
podcast.
Yeah, food talk. Exactly. Lumpia
Please,
talk.
yeah. I kind of want to ask you. So,
Yeah.
I think I'm correct. Did you recently get your Canadian citizenship? Right?
Yes, I did. I'm a
Congratulations.
Canadian. Thank you. I'm dual citizen. I'm still Australian. Never gonna give that one up. But yeah, yeah, I'm dual. In March I became a full-on Canadian, and now I can leave the country and enter whenever I want.
Yahoo!
I'm
Was that
I
process long?
I was gonna ask the same question. Yes. Yeah. Is it
It
long?
was. I mean, if you want to count from the maybe like when I arrived, which was 10 years ago, yes. But it was more so. It wasn't to be honest. Just to give you some really quick context, I moved to Canada 10 years. Like literally, you got me the 17th of May. So 4 days ago, I
Happy
10 years.
anniversary.
Thank
Wow, that's
you.
Wow.
awesome.
So when I arrived, it was only going to be a 2-year holiday working visa. 6 months in, I met the love of my life, and now I'm still with him. Um, and yeah, so there was always the process of extending that visa, and then we finally went to permanent residency, and then we're like, okay, we should have enough like points, save up points,
Yeah.
Canadian
No, I
points,
yes.
basically. And then we applied, and then yeah, now I'm Canadian. So it was a long
Oh
process. It
my
took
god.
about a year because of the pandemic.
Right.
Wow.
Oh my god, that's so
That is
exciting.
exciting.
Thanks. It is
What's the
exciting.
biggest difference between living in your
Winter.
previous winter, winter. Okay.
Winter. The winter is coming.
Mm.
Yeah. So if I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh.
um, basically, and everyone asks this question all the time, like, why would you leave Australia? And I'm like, I don't know. The beaches are beautiful. The beaches here are gravel, the grey gravel rocks.
Oh no.
I know because we're in Toronto. We're next to a lake, and they're like, "Let's go to the beach." I'm like, "You mean the grey sand, the grey rocks? Okay, let's go there." I'm such a
I I love the shade personally.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I do.
like, sure, let's go. Do we need an umbrella? There's no sun. It's all good. No. It is quite sunny and hot here. Surprisingly, it's very humid. But the winter, oh my god, it's magical for the first time because it's like, oh my god, snow for the first time. I've never seen snow. But the winter, so what you guys call it fall, I call it autumn. What do you guys call it fall
We
as
use
well?
both.
Okay.
It
Autumn
depends on who
sounds.
you're talking to.
Yeah, sounds
Okay,
better.
okay.
It's like
I
aunt
wasn't
or
sure.
aunt.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
It is.
I want to
Yeah.
go back to that. What do you guys say? Okay, so with fall, here that is my winter. Like that is my experience of winter, as in the temperature is cold. I'm like, how did we get from summer to winter? Like, where was fall? And they're like, this is fall. I'm like, so winter's still coming? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, it's gonna get colder. Yeah. I'm like, so yeah, I call it the super winter. That's the super winter here.
Interesting. I really thought you were going to say the reason you left Australia was for the insects. Every time I see what's going on, I'm like, Australia I will never step foot
Really
on
big ones?
in that. I'm like, there's no
Creepy
way.
ones?
I'm dead.
I-
I'm dead.
I just.
Well, I'm not dead because I'm alive. Because
But
that's a misconception. That's a misconception.
is
Wait,
it?
it's not. They're not as bad as people say they are. I will say I have seen spiders bigger than the palm of my hand. So that's the yeah, but it's not as often. I would say once in every 5 years.
I feel like I'd rather a bigger
I
than
feel
a
like
one you
you're.
can't see. I'd
I
rather
feel
see
like
a big
you're
one.
lying. I feel like you're lying, Johnny.
Okay, once
I
every 2 years.
feel-
2 years. 2 years.
Okay, thank you. Let's be realistic, Johnny.
No,
Okay.
I'm actually being serious. 2 years. Every 2 years, you might see one
Okay.
Gosh.
in your house as well, mind you. Anyway, yeah, trust me. I think I have a video of it back in my YouTube days of us screaming at this huge spider and trying to get it down with a broom, and it was awful. Yeah, and we didn't have any insect spray, so we're spraying it with like detergent or something. It was just awful.
Bust out some
Awful.
cologne, you know what I'm saying?
We were like, something's gotta kill this thing. It's like a mammoth spider. It was anyway.
Before we move forward
Yes.
to our show and tell, I want to ask you about Indigo. I know you were
Oh.
doing the live event with,
Yeah.
let me get her name, Jiren Zhejiao. Is that right?
Yes. I mean,
Also-
you're asking the wrong person, but I'm trying to say it properly as well. I've asked this many times, and I've even watched their YouTube channel where they have an interview, and they say Shirin, and I confirmed with Indigo what's the right way because I have to. Anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
Shirin, I think.
Sharon.
How was the event?
It hasn't happened yet.
Wait,
It's happened next week. Next week. So
why do I think it
no,
happened
the
already?
reason why is because the video has been out for ages. And,
Okay.
That's why.
That's why.
Okay.
Okay.
So it started. Okay, so they put some ad spend behind my video, which I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like they paid me for the video and the ad spend, and it just went like through the roof, and I was like, what's happening? And there's a lot of comments from 12-year-olds, mind you, like, what's book talk? And you're like, what?
Oh,
Do you know what a
no.
book is? Yeah. Or like,
Wow. I
like,
thought, do
it's
you not have to be 18 to be on TikTok?
actually, I don't know.
No?
I mean, I'm probably exaggerating, but I'm sure
No, maybe you're
they're
not.
little.
I mean, I guess there's
Maybe
probably a
the-
way around it. What are they?
But the ad's been out for a while, and the second ad just started, and it's actually next Thursday. Look at me trying to plug, May 26th, on Indigo.ca, their TikTok account. It'll be live streamed. They're flying me to Vancouver.
Oh,
And so
wow. So are you going to meet her?
I'm gonna be moderating the event. I'm gonna be the one
Wow!
It's
interviewing.
gonna be incredible, and they're so
Yeah.
cool and has the funniest laugh ever. I am
Oh.
just obsessed. I'm just obsessed. The whole
Their
personality is
cosplay as well.
oh
seen?
insanity. Yes, insanity. Because at the last event that they did, had wore some fabulous kind of cosplay and was just like in that cool smoky voice was like, yeah, this is just like what I doing my everyday life, and this is how it is, and I love it. And I was like, yes, it was
I
so
want
cool.
their confidence, seriously. Their
Yes.
confidence is just like through the roof, and I'm like, oh my, I'm kind of like anxious about that, really anxious.
Have you ever done any moderating before? Oh,
But they don't know
sweetheart.
that. No,
I'm
that
excited for you.
You're gonna be incredible. Well,
it'll
but
be
excuse us.
fine.
By the time this airs, wait, we should like. Blah, 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 blah. So this is December. So your first event with
Oh.
Indigo was in
Oh, sorry.
June.
So I can't plug it. Sorry. Edit that out. Edit that out. Edit that out.
Oh my god.
Cut.
So you're now a professional moderator. You've done 7 Indigo book moderations.
Yes, come on.
Oh my
Manifest,
god, can you
manifest.
imagine? Okay. Do you
How
want
exciting,
to go back
though.
and I pretend to say that, oh, it went really well? Do you want me to do that?
You don't have to unless you
Happy
No,
to.
I was just being. I was just being a
I can
dick.
be very high level, very generic. Like, it was amazing.
Very generic, yes. Very surface level.
Yeah, it was amazing. We had a photo together. Everyone had lots of questions. Oh my
Oh.
god, the food they gave me after the event. Amazing.
There were microphones and speaker. Yes, yeah.
They had lumpia out from my request.
I mean, now that would be the thing.
I was gonna ask. I know that this is meant to be for me, but do either of you read manga?
I haven't. I don't know where to start.
That's
I see
okay.
people talk, and maybe you can tell me where to start. I see the manga books all the time, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. The books are facing the other way. It's a lot. It's
They are.
So
Okay.
I've never read any I've never read any manga. No.
Okay, so Cece hasn't.
Well, no, because I don't think that the graphic novels that I have count technically as manga. So, no, I would say probably
Okay.
not. But I absolutely will. I love graphic novels. Those
Okay.
are like such nice little palate cleansers now when you kind of need a break
Absolutely.
from getting like deep. I've been reading some really heavy shit, so those have been like nice kind of palate cleansers.
Well, I was gonna say, if you do read manga, I don't know if Sierra, I'm just like throwing that question. If you're interested, I can give you some recs because I've been getting into them. I had like manga March, like I was into it.
Ooh.
I've got
Okay,
my
what
that
were your
time up. It's not real.
favorites?
Let's go. What's the Rex?
Oh, there's some
Yeah.
cute ones. You know what I'm dying about? I'll give you the recs, and now my mind goes completely blank. No, okay. My favorite series, and I don't know if either of you have had experience with Heartstopper. Have you read Heartstopper?
I
No.
haven't.
She's here.
I haven't.
That's okay.
So-
That's okay. We forgive
Oh, and seasons 2 and 3 have been.
Good.
They just
Confirmed.
announced
Yes.
seasons
Right.
2 and 3.
Yeah.
you. 2 and
This is so good.
3.
I
It's
really.
so heartwarming and
It's
endearing.
adorable.
Oh, it's
It's a graphic novel.
It's a graphic
why did
novel.
I didn't realize.
You
It's
didn't know,
okay.
Sierra? It's so cute. It's the cutest thing.
Is it?
2 young guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Nick
cute.
and Charlie.
And they're from Britain, England. So there's a manga series called Blue Flag, very heavily influenced in Asian culture, not traditionally, but that's obviously with manga. And I didn't want to say Japan or Korean because I don't know where it's from, but it gives me Heartstopper vibes, and that's where I would suggest to start. The queerness in it is very subtle though, so like don't go into it expecting super gay romances, but like it's subtle and it kind of builds. And there's 8 volumes. So anyway, that's all. Sorry.
Okay, I got Blue Flag, and then I need to read Heartstopper.
Yeah.
Because I'm
If
behind.
you want.
I know I do, especially because everyone's talking about the show on Netflix. I'm like, I don't want to ruin it without reading
Yes,
it
fair
first.
enough.
I'm
fair
one
enough.
of those
Yeah.
people, you know. I need
No,
to read it
for
first.
sure.
You do.
I need to read it first. So, I'm so excited.
Yay.
Okay. It's time for us to transition.
Oh,
Johnny, every episode we ask a guest to bring a show and tell. What did you bring to show and tell for us today?
so I wasn't sure if it was meant to be book related or not book related, but it was from my
Anything.
shelf. I actually brought
Anything.
2 sets of things. Can I show
Okay.
those?
All of
Yes.
it. I love
I'll
stuff.
be super quick.
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, as from the beginning of the interview, the Song of Achilles was the thing that got me back into like books, reading more regularly and book talk. So I wanted to show my Illumicrate
I'm so
box set.
jealous.
First of all,
Oh,
I saw the video
Cersei,
where you
I
opened it, and I
know.
was like, "What?"
It's my prized possession. I look at them like every night. No, I don't. But they're just so pretty. Like I could just look at it and not read it and just be so happy. So wait, I've got that Cersei, but this is just the
It's
gold.
beautiful.
It's so
Ah,
gorgeous.
the
Do you
end
have you
papers.
read that one, or do you just like this is just for show?
I actually, it will be when I reread it because I am very much planning on rereading it. It will be the one I read because the other one I actually physically gave to a friend because I was like, I loved it so much. I was like, you have to have this, and because I knew I was
Oh,
getting this one. So this is that, and because of that,
wow.
it's sort of like a two-parter. I got this. It's a cute little book bag, and it's basically the characters. It's
Cute
Patroclus and
And
Achilles.
Patroclus.
yes, oh my
So
God, is
pretty.
that is so cute.
That's
I love
Um,
amazing.
that. Is that it's like a book sleeve? Is that what it is? Like for
Yeah,
your
it's a book
book?
sleeve. I don't
Oh, that's
use
so.
them. There's just stuff on my shelf. It's
It's cute
pretty.
though,
Who
yeah.
uses like honestly, I just shove my book in a bag, but I'm sure that it would protect it if I do.
Yeah.
Actually, when I go to Vancouver, it will protect it if I bring a book.
Yes. No, book
Mm.
sleeves are a good investment. I promise you.
Yeah,
They're not.
you've
Yes.
used them.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
how serious you're about it. Yeah.
I'm
So,
not. I'm not joking about this. Okay. This is a
Wait,
serious
I'm
tell
not
matter.
me the
joking.
story. Did
So
something
I
happen?
got. Yes.
It's a
Yes.
drag race
Yes.
reference for our queer listeners. Thank you, anyone.
I got a book from one of my favorite authors, Shanora Williams. She signed it, right? She
Oh
signed
no.
it and
Oh no.
everything. I was
Yes.
walking
That's,
around with it. Look at the edges; they are beat to death, and that is because I didn't have
have
a book sleeve. And you know, I went and bought a book sleeve immediately after reading this book.
That's a great ad. You
Yeah,
need to put that. That should be an
Clip
ad.
they
this
are
out.
good.
Uh-huh.
For a book sleeve. And the other two items I just want to quickly share, just because it's like sentimental and more personal. On my shelf is like this photo of me and my mom. I'm walking her down the aisle. That was the year I left her. That sounds horrible. When I left Australia to move here, and she
Wow.
bought me Mickey Mouse because I love Mickey Mouse, and his hands chopped off because my damn cat. But anyway, they're next to each other on the shelves. So
Oh,
that's
that's
that.
That
so
is
cute.
adorable.
Oh
She's
my God,
here
I
with
love
me.
that. I love that. Have you been to Disneyland?
Yes, I have, but like 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Have
Very.
you?
And my mom lives in Florida, so we like go often.
I really want
We
to go to
went to
Disney World. Is that Disney
well,
Disney
World?
World.
Disney World
Disney
is in
World is the
Florida.
best.
Yeah,
Yes.
Disney,
I
yeah.
would
I've never
love to
been
go
to
there.
Disney. I've never
Okay.
been to Disneyland, which is in California. I've never
Disney
been.
World
I've
is
been to Disneyland
huge.
in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
you've got to come
you
to the world. Mm-hmm.
I would
I
love
mean,
to come to the world.
it's Florida, so if you don't, we understand.
Isn't the weather nice?
That's about it.
Okay. The alligators? I'm
Excuse
joking,
us to
I
the
don't know.
Florida listeners. The views of Cece do not reflect the views of this podcast. Johnny, have you listened to? I recently obsessed with Song of Achilles, one of my top 5 reads of last year, and it was the first time that I'd read it thanks to Book Talk, and it had been out
Yeah.
for 10 years that I had not known. But I then went back. I was just on a flight, and so I was listening to the audiobook. I don't know if anyone has listened to the audiobook of
I haven't.
Song of Achilles.
No.
Whoever narrates that, yowza. Whoa, whoa,
Like
whoa. The
like attractive
voice.
voice? Oh.
Oh my gosh. The accent is stunning. It is like this beautiful British. Everyone, another plug. Listen to the Audible of Song of Achilles. It's phenomenal. I was like, and I started sweating.
The way I've been reading lately is the physical and an audiobook because you could read it on 2 speed and it's fast, but it's also just immersive. It's so much more immersive reading at the same time.
Totally. Yep.
I'm gonna have to reread it now and on audiobook. I loved it though. I cried the first time I read it, and I actually do have Cersei here. I haven't read it yet. 'Cause I was like,
I haven't
wow.
either.
I
Oh,
was
we
like
should
like,
do
I
a
need
book club.
break. Yeah, we should. Okay, Song of Achilles ruined me. I was like, ooh, I need a break from whatever Madeline Miller is doing.
Yes.
And for the listeners, that audiobook is narrated by Fraser Douglas. And Fraser, if you're listening,
Oh. I love that little audio clip. Wow.
Oh
Oh,
my
that wasn't
God.
sexy.
All right, I think it is time for us to switch to rapid fire quick wit questions.
I'm so anxious about this.
Don't be. You're gonna do
This is the
great.
good stuff.
I'm not good at. I'm not good. I think too much. But go on.
Don't
We'll
don't
try.
just
We'll try.
just go with the flow.
Listen,
It's
we've
But
had
what
a
if I say
variety of
something?
things. We've got stories for each question from some. We've got, multiple answers from some.
Okay.
Be as
What if I say
long-winded
something
or as quick as you want.
problematic?
Honey,
I'm
we got
worried.
Sierra to edit and post. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yes,
good,
okay,
good.
right, okay.
Okay,
I can.
sense-
I got
sense
you.
me.
Okay,
Thank
we're gonna
you.
keep that 30,000. All right. Yes.
I'll go
We
down to
tryna get to
15.
Okay. All right, Ryan, take it away.
At Johnny Pixel 7, are you ready for some
Oh
quick
gosh.
wit?
I'm never gonna be ready, but go for it, please.
Morning, noon, or night?
Like morning. No, night.
All
Definitely
day!
Definitely night. I'm not a morning person at all. I wasn't sure. I was like, do I elaborate? But yeah, no, night for sure.
Oh,
I'm a
gosh.
night
Okay.
hawk.
Oh God. Favorite book growing up, or your favorite classic book?
Oh, can I say the series?
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
Oh,
Whip it out. That's
damn.
all right.
When I
That's
grew up,
okay.
I'm so sorry. But
It's okay.
actually, can I retract? There is a series called and it's from an Australian author called John. His name is John Marsden. A series called Tomorrow When the War Began. There was like 5 or 6 books, and it was literally about a group of kids in Australia going on a camping trip, and they're from a small town, and it's very secluded this area when they go on this camping trip, and when they go back from their camping trip, they realize that a small town has been invaded by the army. So the country's basically, while they were away on their trip, the country's been in started a war, and it's so good. It's very YA, very Australian. So I would say that was actually I was listening to Dude Ranch Blink 182 when I was reading that. So there you
Love
go.
it.
That's it.
Mm.
That's a way better replacement.
Yes. Let's just get rid of the other delete.
We can hold on to the memories,
Yeah.
Johnny, where are you a regular?
Is this X-ray? I'm joking. What is this? What do you mean by this? Where am I a regular? Where am I regular? My living room? I don't know.
It's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
living room works.
Living room's good. It's good. Don't stress. It's fine.
I would love to say outside. Can you imagine? I'm an outdoors person and I like to hike every day. I do actually like to hike, but not every day.
Okay. Celeb that's a friend in your head, or a celebrity crush that you have.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Wow. That's
I-
a throwback.
Always.
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle
Not the
Gellar, for
VHS
sure.
on my shelf, okay?
That's incredible. Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I'm a big Buffy fan. I've always wanted to meet Buffy. I've had dreams about being her best friend before. It's weird. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I knew as soon as you said that, I was Sarah Michelle Gellar for sure. That's it.
We grew up
That's
with
the
them.
one.
That's a good one.
Yes.
If you could take us anywhere in the world tomorrow, where are we going?
Japan. We're gonna go to Tokyo. We're gonna go visit like a couple of different areas. Tokyo is amazing, but you also want to see the countryside of Japan, which is just as gorgeous. I've been.
Wow.
So
I
yeah,
was just
We're
gonna ask.
going.
So
Let's go. Let's do it.
cool.
We're
Yes,
get
going.
the
yes,
We're
air
please.
tickets.
going.
Yes.
Yes. Um, do you fall asleep to music, TV, or nothing?
Um, I can fall asleep to anything. um, I yeah, I can fall as because I'm so high wired throughout the day. I'm so tired at night. So even when I try to start reading, I could fall asleep to reading. And I've once, my partner took a photo of me holding my book on the bed like that. So embarrassing. But yeah, I can fall asleep to anything. Music, anything. I can fall asleep on the train.
Hey, careful
Yeah.
with that.
I know.
Johnny, what's your best Halloween costume ever?
Oh. I wish I had the photo on me. But I dressed up as Russell from Up. Um,
Oh,
wait, Russell, the kid. Wait, Carl and
yes.
then Russell. Yes, yes. I was like, did I get the wrong?
Oh my
Straight, the little Asian kid.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Oh, I need to see this photo.
the badges I made every single badge. Like it was, yeah. I will send you the photo afterwards.
Oh my God. We need to start
God.
getting that. See, that's a good idea. We need to start getting photos from
It is.
everybody.
Put it,
Pop those
plopping
in.
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's where
that's
the
so
editing comes
cute.
in. Use CapCut. I don't know.
Yes, yes. Um, where am I? Oh, what is your theme song or your go-to karaoke song?
Oh.
I know that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Well, I think the go-to character. It would be the Killer's Mr. Brightside.
Yes,
Love it.
a
That would be it
classic.
for sure. Everyone jumps in and they don't have to hear me.
Love, love, love it.
That's a good one.
Yes, yes, that's it.
How many books have you read this year?
Does that include manga and graphic novels?
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's. uh Do you have a second? I'm gonna quickly check my Goodreads.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Because I do log them in. I do log them in. My
Look, we're looking for
reading
sponsors, so say all the names you want. Goodreads,
Right.
thank you. That is at goodreads.com.
39. 39.
Oh, good. That's a good number.
But that's including manga, and not to say that manga aren't books, but I feel like it's like there's shorter form books. So,
Yeah.
if you want to without the manga, I would say about 10, 12.
Still a good number.
That's
Still
a good
good number.
Hey.
Still a good
It's
number.
more
And we
than I
know that when
normally
you
do.
like something, you dive full in, so that's great.
Yeah. Right.
Exactly.
All right. Last question here.
Okay.
What was the last thing to make you smile?
Yay! You both are yay! I'm like, I don't think was that a terrible like cop out like 'cause I have not stopped smiling throughout this whole thing. Seriously. Before that, I don't even remember a time before this.
Wow. Okay.
Never has
Smile.
smiled before he
Never
spoke to
smiled
us. Thank
before in
you.
life. He's
Well,
so serious all the
okay.
time.
Okay. Other than this, last night I went to celebrate my 10 years anniversary. I actually went and did a photo shoot with my friends. So there was a lot of smiling in that, and it was a lot of fun. It was like a professional photography studio. Like we took our own, like I wouldn't want them to take photos of us, but we had a clicker, and it was great. So that was the last time.
Amazing.
I love that. You did
You
it.
did it.
Yay!
Rapid fire. Done.
Oh my god! I was sweating. I mean, just because it's hot, but I'm sweating because of that. Oh, so good.
Very well done.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Johnny, thank you so much for coming on the show. We have enjoyed you so much. Please tell everyone where they can follow you, all of the things where you want them to follow you.
No, I want to tell everyone to follow you both and this podcast and get them to listen. Please send me a video clip so I can use it on my TikTok.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Before we wrap up, I want to ask. Can I ask you just both of you one question each? Well, it's going to be the same question.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know who wants to go first. What is your go-to book rec?
Like,
Like
someone's
that you
like-
think, yeah, if someone's like, that you would probably guarantee that they would like, no matter what genre. Do you have one? Is that hard? Am I putting you on the spot? Oh,
yeah, first of all, yes.
I have two. Two immediately came to mind.
Okay, Ryan, you go first.
So
sorry, Sierra.
earlier in the year, and we have actually had this beautiful person on our podcast, Jen from Ashe Book Boutique, recommended The Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. It is a novel written in verse. And if I'm going to be honest with you, I have read that sucker probably at least 4 times this year, and then I bought the graphic novel.
Stop.
I just finished this past week The Memory Police, and I've got to tell you that there's so many different ways to interpret that novel, and you can either take it as like a fable or an allegory, but I was really emotional reading it, and it felt, for me, I'd lost my grandmother in 2020, and very important to me. She's here every episode.
Aw.
Dolores. But it was, for me, I was reading it as this just slowly starting to lose all the things. And then it's a beauty. I don't want to give too much away, but it is a moving, incredible story from a Japanese author that was translated recently and is an International Book Award winner. But The Memory Police. Wow, 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 wow. Everyone should read that.
Writing these down.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, I've got two
Yes.
totally different because I'm a thriller kind of girl. I love
I
being
know you
thrilled.
are. Yeah. Look, I need to get into more thrillers. That's why I also asked this question. I was like, I want to
Okay,
know
so
your go-to thriller.
I've got two, but this is the one that I tell everyone. But if you have a fear of flying, you're not supposed to read this book.
I know it's
Okay.
coming.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. This book is called Falling by T.J. Newman.
I've seen that cover. Oh my god.
T.J. Newman. She used to be a stewardess on a flight, and she wrote this while she was being a stewardess. And it's all about a plane that gets hijacked, and you get the POV of the pilot, and then there's another stewardess, and then there's people on ground who are also intertwined in the story as well. When I tell you, I clenched my booty cheeks through the whole read. So good.
we both went off screen after that. That was amazing. Oh my god,
So
I loved it.
I will never stop recommending.
I want to clench my booty cheeks, and I want to read it. I'm so excited. That's what I want. That's what I want to
Yes.
hear. I want a book to do that to me.
So this is the one that I'm recommending. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
I'm writing that down.
Yes. Yes.
So good.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Johnny, any last thoughts for our listeners, watchers? Anything you want to leave us with before? I feel like you're like our Mr. Sunshine. So any kind of
Sure.
sunshiny thoughts for us?
Oh, sunshiny. I don't know if it's. Oh, let's keep it somewhat positive. Like, I just want to. The thoughts is remember that everyone is a human behind that lens. We're people. We're all on the same page. We're not trying to. There's no competition here. We're just doing our thing. We have our own personal lives, and people make mistakes, and that's okay. And I think forgiveness is such an important thing, and acceptance, and yeah, that's what I gotta say.
That's beautiful.
I love you so much, Johnny. You don't understand.
Oh my god,
Oh
I'm
my
crying.
God. I really do. I do. I
That's
do.
so
Thank you
sweet.
so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm so I feel so honored to be asked. I've never done a podcast before.
Oh,
So
you're the best.
Oh my gosh,
The
for such a
best-
professional. We're honored.
Yeah, no, you
I
both
know.
are. This is the best pod. I don't even want to do another one.
Wow.
Don't.
Yeah.
No other.
That's a hell of a statement.
No, seriously.
We'll be speaking to your agent and making sure that is true. Okay, we have the
Right.
exclusive.
Yes, you have the rights. They have to pay you out.
Thank you. Right. Oh, well, everyone follow at Johnny Pixel 7.
Woo!
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
I love him.
Johnny Pixel 7, the smiles are so real.
Oh my God. First of all, radiant, full of joy, full of
Yes.
energy. Just
Radiant is the perfect word. There is a just radiates love and happiness, and you can tell what a thoughtful, just good person Johnny is. You can
Yes.
just feel it. And you can tell, we talked about it a little bit, even the way when Johnny has to set boundaries, because sometimes people get a little wild. We love everyone on here, but y'all can get some craziness sometimes, okay? So even the way that Johnny does that is kind. I've never, it just is. There's such a sweet, sweet person celebrating a really giant anniversary, 10 freaking years. People consider you a native when you've been somewhere for 10 years.
I mean,
so you know.
He's got his citizenship. He's got his dual citizenship. He's a Canadian.
Dual.
I love
Hell
that.
yeah.
I love that. So I mean, yeah, he's officially a Canadian now.
Wow.
And, and speaking of kindness, I love that he also talked about how when he's making content, and even though it may be a woman-loving woman rec, he always puts that asterisk there, like, I might not be the best person for this, but here are the recs that I could give to you. I think that's so important, and
Yep.
a lot of people forget to do that in terms of when recommending books. So I love that he's just so
Yes.
thoughtful in that sense. Like he just, Oh my God.
Well,
I
and
love him.
self-aware to think that it's not just because we're in the queer community doesn't mean that every piece of that community is for us to speak on or to, and that goes, I think, in many different areas, but sometimes it's okay to just not have, you don't have to have a rec for that if you don't genuinely have one. Like, you don't have to magically pull one out of your ass and be like, oh yes, well, I loved One Last Stop. If you didn't read it, don't recommend it.
Right.
Don't,
Exactly. It's really that easy.
recommend red, white, and royal blue because that's what you vibed. I think that I really liked that part, and I think again Johnny just has that social media background from
I
the past. Tyler Oakley,
Tyler Oakley.
so fun.
What?
That's
First
really
of all,
fun.
what a hell of a way to just be like, oh yeah. I mean, I used to do
Me
this
and Tai
show.
Tai.
Yeah, I mean, right. Me and Tai Boo. Like what? Who just drops names like that?
I love that. I really
I,
did.
I love that we're finding like a lot of the people who we've talked to are like some type of famous. It's
Like very no, and I actually did know that story of Johnny because we had chatted before, and I had asked about how'd you get to Canada and all that kind of stuff, and heard about all of that, which was fascinating at the time. I'm like, dang, all right, Canada with a Fab Five, I like it, Five awesome gays, I think. I think that's so fun.
Yes, that's what he's get. That is so cool, and you
So
can tell like
fun.
he really like. I love his videos. One, they're always crystal clear, and the graphics that he puts on them. I mean,
Yep.
he's so good at what he does, and I see why he has 32,000 followers. Like I get it. He's engaged. He's self-aware.
Himself.
He's kind.
Yes.
He's also funny when he needs to be. Like he's perfect. He's
And
absolutely perfect.
brought up that great point of you have to let people know who you are.
Ryan.
Well, we're getting there.
And you know what? I love that he asked us for recommendations. I love when people ask us he's like our 22nd interview or something like this.
Can you believe? Practicing though, probably practicing for that fantastic moderation. Okay, with
Yes.
Indigo. Johnny's got all the partnerships, but I really loved being asked. We talked so damn much that it was kind of nice to be like, oh, huh.
Yeah.
Shoot, I need to think about that. I also liked that Blue Flag wreck.
Yes.
I love Heartstopper. Oh, and you have to. You'll get through the graphic novels quick to watch the show. The show, I'm not gonna say the show brought me out of my depression, but it was like enough that cuteness in the cup that I really needed to sip on that day, and it really does just make you smile, and it's like, oh, but the graphic novel is really good too. It is.
Okay, I need to go stop by a local store and pick up Heartstoppers volumes 1-4, correct?
Volumes 1-4. I've only read one, but I need to read the others.
I also want to talk about his recommendation for not Harry Potter, but Tomorrow When the World Ends Tomorrow When the World Began by who was it? Tom? Why do I want to say Tom?
I wrote Tomorrow When the War Began, but I did not put the author down. But that does sound very, very interesting.
Yes.
Yep.
It seems very like it would occupy my time. I'm interested to know, like, it's giving kind of like Divergent, maybe. It's
Ooh, very.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hear that.
And I love to see that picture of his mom, him and walking his mom down the aisle. That's so cute.
Okay, and you know what? I'm really here for someone bringing an emotional, like, personal piece. I mean, I'm like
Yes.
surrounded by photos of the women I love in my life, so I was like, I'm right here with you, friend. And Tokyo, and the fact
Always
that I
wanted
was
to
like, P.S. This is a real wreck. I've been. Okay, so this
Mhm.
is not just like a dream wreck. This is no, I actually know where to go and know where to take you all.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm talking about. A tour guide. Yes.
And I'm into the countryside. When people think of Tokyo, I think they always are going for like the electro pop of the main cities, and the countryside, that feels really, really cool.
The countryside, I assume, would be like quite relaxing and beautiful and really kind of like refreshing. I can only
Shirt's stunning.
imagine. Stunning.
Mm.
Johnny was
And hopefully we get to meet at Y'all Fest.
Fest.
So if this is airing at the correct time, then we have just met Johnny in person. If all works out. We have to at least, we've got to go for at least a day.
Yes, absolutely.
I'll get us a hotel. I'll drive up. You can fly.
Very funny and very shady. I'll allow it. I'll allow
How far is Charleston from you? That's that's what, like 6 hours?
Something
further.
like that. Yeah, about 6.
Yeah.
6,
No, you
maybe,
probably don't
maybe,
wanna drive
maybe
that.
5. Yeah. I'll drive down Ryan.
I'm gonna look it up. I'll send you some quotes on how long it's gonna take. Yeah, I'll send you some frequent flyer points.
Oh my God.
What a
that was
sweet, sweet
amazing.
guest and friend. Let's just take a moment and say this is our second to last interview. And we have, for this season.
Yes.
And we have, here's our announcement. We've renewed for a season 2. We've renewed our friendship for a second season, okay? But I'm so excited. I can't believe that we've met all of these people. It is unreal. It's been really cool, and I love you, and I'm so happy that we've done this. So
I love you, friend. And
one
I'm
more.
Glad. One more. Whew. Well, let's get ready for that. With that being said,
True.
you guys, thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode. Remember, you can follow us on social media. We are on TikTok at sierra.and.ryan, and we're also on YouTube at sierra.and.ryan.talktok.